Great. Those are all the notices. So what we are going to try and do now, by the power of technology, is Sam Parker is sitting somewhere in her home again, and we're going to go to SamCam. Lucy is going to hopefully cut to her and or spotlight Sam, who is going to just talk a little bit more about our theme of Sabbath and rest. And just let me say before we go to Sam, children and young people, I'm sorry with all the mess at the beginning of the service. I forgot to say hello to you and welcome to you. I know that Sam has sent out sort of possible activities for you to do. Hopefully you've been able to engage with those through the service, but we really love having you with us and love seeing you dancing when we're worshiping and seeing on screen. So thank you for being with us. And we're gonna go to Sam now, who hopefully is going to just lead us a little bit deeper in this theme about rest and Sabbath.
Hello, can you all see me? Yay, it's working. I'm really glad that I haven't planned some high technological story today. We're using Sophie's toys as props, so that's a good thing.
And my cactus.
Okay, and before I tell the story, I just wanted to let you know, children, you might remember a couple of weeks ago, Mike talked to us about thinking about all the things that God has done during lockdown, things that we can ponder on and treasure in our hearts, to not just think about the things that have been hard, but to look for the things that God's been doing during that time. So we are going to send you this booklet to do. It's called Life in Lockdown, and it helps you to process a little bit of that stuff, what God's been doing, and it's full of some stuff to like journal, and then also some fun puzzles and stuff to do as well. So if you go to school, this will be coming to you in the post. Let's be realistic, in the next few weeks. I'll post it this week, and you can work your way through that. If you're at the younger end of school age, then you can do it with your mum and dad, and they can help you a bit with the puzzles. And if you're older, you can do it yourself. Sophie's already got stuck into hers, and hopefully that will help you to just be able to spot what God's been doing for you and to treasure those things in your hearts too. So, can you I wonder what the biggest present is that you've ever got. There are some presents that are so big that nobody notices them. They are so huge that they are hard to see. They are hard to see that the only way to go back to know, the only way to spot them is to go all the way back to the beginning, or maybe a little bit before that. In the beginning, there was nothing. And then God gave us the gift of light. Sophie's shining her torch. There we go, the gift of light. Now there is light and dark. He didn't just give us the light that's in this torch or in your light bulb. He gave us all the light that there is. And God looked at it and he saw that it is good. The next day, on day 2, God gave us the gift of water. Not just this water, not even just the water that's in your taps or in the river or in the sea, but all the water everywhere. And God looked at it and said, "It is good." And evening passed and morning came, and it was the 3rd day. On the 3rd day, God gave us the gift of dry land. He divided the water and the dry land and gave us the gift of green and growing things. God looked at it and said, "It is good." Evening passed and morning came, and it was the 4th day. On day 4, God gave us the gift of day and night, a way to count our days. He gave us the great light that governs the day and the lights that rule the night, the moon and the stars. And he looked at what he had made and said, "It is good." And evening passed and morning came, and it was the next day, day 5. God gave us the gift of creatures. Now, children, you might have brought some of your, if you saw my post on Facebook, you might have brought some creatures. This day, he made the creatures that live in the water and the creatures that fly in the sky. So if you have brought a water creature or a sky creature, you can show them on your screen now. And God looked at all the creatures that fly and all the creatures that live in the water, and he said, "It is good." And evening passed and morning came, and it was the 6th day. On the 6th day, God gave us the gift of all the animals that live on the ground. Livestock and little animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals. Oh, more animals that scurry along the ground. That's halfway in between. Let's have wild animals. It's a wolf. Rats, yes. Great animals, children, thank you. Wow, live ones as well. I didn't specify that. And some that you may have never seen before. And he made people. Ta-da! And he looked at all that he had made and said, "It is good." On day 7, God rested, and he gave us a gift of a day to rest and remember the great gifts that he has given us on all the other days. Now, when I was looking at all the different pictures there are for the days of creation, everything for the day of rest was that God slept. It was a pillow or some Zeds to show him sleeping. But that's a little bit strange. Here's our pillow. Because it says in Psalm 121 that God never slumbers or sleeps. And it says in Isaiah 40 that he doesn't get tired. So why did he have a day to rest? And then we thought that the first day for people was the day that God rested. So they got to rest with him first before they did anything else. So what does rest actually mean? Perhaps it is not just lying down and sleeping. Perhaps it is doing things to help us remember all the good things God gives us. I wonder what they did on that first day. Perhaps they played an epic game of hide and seek, exploring all that God had made for the first time. Or maybe Adam and Eve and God rolled down a big grassy hill together, or paddled in a stream, or went to the beach, or tried all the delicious foods that he had made for them. Maybe they lay on their backs in a field and looked up at the clouds and made up stories from the shapes that they saw. I wonder what you would have done if you had been in the garden on that day with God. I wonder what you like to do with God now when you're resting. What helps you to remember the good gifts that he has given you and enjoy them with you? So we're going to think about that a little bit more now. Vicky's going to talk to us. Children, you may have got this printout. Let me see if I can get it closer. To make your own days of creation. You can fold it into a booklet. And on the 7th day, where it says God rested, it's blank. So you can think of what you would like to do with God when you rest with him and remember. Or if you've got Play-Doh, then you could use the creation map to make your own favourite part of creation and ways that you would like to rest with God. Okay, that's it from me.